according to one of my officers that just retired, he says that he was in Florida and was told he couldn't carry a CCW because he was not an active law enforcement officer. Okay, my name is Anthony Bandiero. I'm an attorney and senior legal instructor for political law enforcement training. This officer, this retired officer, does not give me a lot of context about what actually occurred. But he says basically, I retired after 21 years on a job, and I had somebody told me that I could not carry concealed because I was not an active law enforcement officer. And I'm like, look, obviously, I don't know any more facts than this, but let me just kind of give you a quick rundown. Number one is that I have a whole class on LEOSA. If you want to, if you are a active or retired law enforcement officer and you want to know the legal parameters about carrying concealed in all 50 states plus DC, go to bluetogold.com and look at the on-demand courses. I have that class recorded for you. You can watch it there. But basically, LEOSA, which is the Law Enforcement Officer Safety Act, which was passed by George Bush shortly after 9/11, says that essentially, if you are retired with 10 or more years of service, you were given a retirement credential, right? It says retired police officer, and you finish a qual, right? Complete a qualification class, shooting class within the last year, then you are, and then can't be under the influence, also not prohibited person, but then you get to carry concealed in all 50 states. Where do you get to carry concealed? Everywhere except where public buildings, if it's prohibited, public lands, private property where they tell you to leave, and so forth. But generally, all those other areas are fine, right? There's really not a lot of gun-free zones under LEOSA. I just put it that way. Even though some of the more strict states like Hawaii, New Jersey, and so forth think that they can be these places can also be restricted, like some streets or like these gun-free zones. I mean, there's a ton of churches and so forth, right? It's my interpretation that if you have LEOSA and your state law says that you cannot carry in a church, it doesn't apply to LEOSA because a church is not one of the named places where guns are prohibited that can be prohibited under state law. So for the retired officer who's asked me this question, if you have some more context, maybe you were told you couldn't carry in a particular building, and maybe that building was a government building, that would be true, right? Maybe only active law enforcement officers can carry there. But if you were, somewhere else, then you're fine. But the other thing too is there must be something more to the story, because Florida has constitutional carry, and I don't know why they would be giving the guy a hard time either way, because you don't need a permit in Florida to carry concealed. But maybe that's only for residents. And if I'm wrong on that, why don't you tell me in the comments below? All right? All right. If you have any more questions about LEOSA, let me know. Until next time, my friends, stay safe, hit subscribe, share this with your friends.